It's sunny outside as we near the last day of classes till summer break. Our teacher has placed her desk in front of the windows, blocking us from sitting in the warm sun and gentle breeze. Instead, our seats are facing whomever is giving their final presentation. Now I'm sat in the third seat in the last row, closest to the door. Now, one by one, we stand up and we do our presentations or whatever project it is that sixth graders have in an enrichment program. Now, each of us were told that we were gifted and that we belonged to be there, although I'm not so sure our teacher agreed with that assessment. Now, I can't remember if it was something I said or something I did to spark anger inside the boy sat in front of me. I mean, still to this day, that moment plays over and over and over in my mind. Everything's a little fuzzy except for what he said. Stop trying to act black and go back to a concentration camp, he shouted in my face, just a breath's distance away. I mean, he backed up an inch, granting me the slightest reprieve, and then he spit in my face. Like I was the seed of a fruit that you were meant to swallow, or gum that has since long lost its flavor. He spat in my face. So much got in my eyes to the point where I wasn't sure if those were my tears or his saliva running down my cheeks. Did he just spit on me? And I remember thinking, not understanding the injustice or the motive behind it. Did he just say that to me? Perhaps he doesn't know who I am. Perhaps he does not know who my family is. Perhaps he doesn't know the weight of his words. Perhaps he doesn't care. I must have made a move that seemed violent, because suddenly the teacher snaps to life, yelling at me to go into the hall. Me, as if I were the one to utter such words of ill intent. You know, when I was little, my mom would tell me that soon enough, the world was gonna look like me. You know, they're all mixed up. But I couldn't picture it. I mean, the kids on the playground were cruel. I mean, I wasn't black enough for the black kids, and I wasn't white enough for the white kids. And the Dominicans, they just ignored me completely. Stop trying to act black and go back to a concentration camp. It dawned on me. The culture is in the experience. I mean, how do you define the undefinable? No, so when that little boy had thoughts of what it meant to act black, he was referring to a mimicry of the way that he lived his life. I mean, he was offended that I would dare to have a similar story because of the hue of my skin. Now, I'm not saying that our hardships or lives are comparable. But he made that decision for me, that mine was inauthentic because I was different from him. Bias is unavoidable. But the ability to open your mind and your heart, to have these discussions is worth the vulnerability of possibly being wrong in your assumptions. So before you throw insults, ask yourself this. Is it worth becoming the same monster you were trying to fight? Someone who is different from you is not a threat. No one should have to question whether they are safe or they belong because of the color of their skin.